You're still watching Waves. So before we go into the conversation for what's in the news, I think I forgot to mention the quote for today. So here it is. In the future, there will be no female leaders. There will just be leaders. This is actually very short, simple, and very clear.
To the point.
So all that gender, oh, is a woman, we're not going to be having those. We just know that someone is a leader, and that's it.
My question.
We can't wait for that.
Have you
future.
always had a situation where we always say there'll be no female leaders, though? Has that been a bone of contention?
Oh yeah, it has been. But I think the question for me is the definition of future. How soon are we going to get there?
Future is far.
Exactly.
Future is far, but it's a future.
It's a future. We're getting there.
Forward to.
But the point at which a woman
speed.
will no longer be defined by her gender, we're a long way away. Even if you just put it in the corporate work, in the workspace. Whereas we're still a long way away.
We may never get to see those.
Yes, we may never get to see.
All right. Utielu.
Okay.
Wait, we forgot to mention our Super Eagles 1-2-0 now. Kilo day. Have you read them already? Oh, okay. Congratulations to them.
Nigerians.
Yes, so I cannot wear jersey for nothing. I had to pray this morning. I said, Father, as I'm wearing my jersey, they better win.
Let these people not fall your
No. they better win.
They better win. That's the hope.
And they did.
And they did. So congratulations to them.
Yes. Well done.
We are looking forward to more wins. The next match is in Cape Verde.
Yes.
So hopefully,
Sunday?
Yeah.
Why are you going to be there?
You mentioned that. Oh my God.
You'll be all right.
We'll be fine. Are you
Take the
turning
news.
up for Cape Verde?
So my headline reads, 19-year-old candidate who sued JAMB for 1 billion naira handed over to the police. Now, I know, right? That's how I felt when I read it, because I thought to myself, why would you hand someone who was suing over to the police? But the story reads that this 19-year-old man had claimed that he had scored 380 in the exam conducted in June, but was surprised to receive a result that said 265. Again, a bit odd, because how did you get one result and then you get a second result and it's different?
How did you even know you got that?
That's what I'm saying. So he said he scored in the exam conducted. So how did you know that you scored? But basically, the story says that he's taken JAMB multiple times between 2019 and 2021, and each time he's had a high score. But JAMB keeps presenting him with UTME scores of 200 and something when he always scores in the 300s. So he then approached the lawyer, and I believe he's from Enugu, approached the lawyer to then become their legal representatives and sue JAMB. And in the course of the investigations and the back and forth, JAMB has apparently, they've been able to prove that the scores that he's claiming are his were actually forgeries. And he's one of 11 people now who are being handled for forgery of their results. But the story in itself, I think that there are just too many questions here.
Why would he need to write down more than once after he supposedly had passed from previous
so he said he wanted to study medicine, and apparently that score wasn't high enough to study medicine. But the thing for me there is, if you forge something, then how do you use a forgery to challenge? Do you think that the Nigerian system is so bad that nobody would be able to prove that?
So there's a lot for me to Uti. So the thing, you know that thing when you say, I got 250, but JAMB gave me 150. The thing is, how do you know
you got
what
250?
You got if you were not advised by JAMB?
You are not the ones marking the exams.
Out of experience.
You cannot know what you score just because you think that you're
so there needs to be clarity in this story, because there's a lot of, just as you said, a lot of
is it that they sent two separate results?
And that's what's not clear, because he's providing this score, and JAMB said they've been able to refute it by providing real evidence that he scored 265.
So where did he fabricate this result
that's why he has now been
handed over to the
police so that they can find it.
In multiple times, in 2021, he said he scored 380. He was given 265. In 2020, he said he scored 343. He was given 306. In 2019, he said he scored 328 and he was given 178. So
can somebody be sabotaging him? He doesn't.
Somebody says that there's a meme that says, where are you getting all these numbers from? When the parent asked the child 2 + 2, she said 7. So where are you getting these numbers from?
Correct me if I'm wrong. JAMB is supposed to be automated right now, right? You put in, you go online
and it pops up
and your result pops up.
So he at some point claimed that he did see it online. So he saw the score of 306. But then when he printed it out, it was something else.
Okay.
So
now it's getting clearer, right?
It's getting clearer.
The story is just quite jumbled, so perhaps.
So hopefully we'll get there. Milola, what did you find for us?
What I find in the news is actually very interesting topic about the Nigerian Finance Minister Zainab Ahmed being asked by the governors to reverse payment instruction for suspicious 418 million debt. The Nigerian governors have written a protest letter to the Finance Minister Zainab Ahmed, advising her against the payment of the controversial 418 million Paris Club refund-related judgment debt. At a prevailing official rate of 4,110 to $1, the money amounts to about 171 billion naira. It's quite a staggering sum of money. So it's interesting to know that the governors are actually attacking the refund of a particular debt. Do we have a situation where, anyways, let me read the rest of the letter. In the letter dated September 1st, the governors describe a directive for the payment of the debt in disregard for the appeal against the controversial judgment debt as an act of corruption and lawlessness. Very interesting line. They urge the minister to withdraw the instruction to the Debt Management Office to issue promissory notes to the creditors, quoting a Supreme Court decision that warned any person taking steps to defy court processes as acts at his peril. They cited a relevant case of 1986 of one Emeka Odumegu Ojukwu, case cited by the governors as judicial precedent, where the Supreme Court also asserts its ability to restore the status wholly, irrespective of the merit as they may be ultimately decided.
Okay.
Femi Falana, the governor's lawyer, who signed the letter to the minister, advised her to be guided by the admonition of her highest court as quoted above. He advised the ministers to be mindful of the apex court's decision by withdrawing your directive to the Debt Management Office to issue promissory notes to any contractor or consultant pending the determination of court processes
in
respect to which and everything goes on and on and on like that.
I don't have anything to say about that.
You have nothing to say to the fact
I have nothing to say because it's so the thing is, and sometimes I have an issue with the way that we write the news because this news actually looks one-sided. Now, I do not know the circumstances under which
the court made the judgment.
Because you don't just stand up and then you make a refund. You get that has because say the office we're talking about, say the procedure and the process, it doesn't just happen. You get, and so for me, I feel that the story does not give a complete picture of what we're looking at. It's not comparing both parties or both sides of the story, but I'm sure Uti has something to say.
No, like I saw it a couple of days ago when the initial story came out about the president saying that this money should be paid, and I mean, it's not even about paying or not paying, but when I hear these sums, I'm thrown. That's all like I say. I'm thrown.
To be accumulated for that lengthy period. It's a lot of funds, and who gets to get that fund, by the way?
Please
tell us what
today. I'm in the Super Eagles mode.
So that
chilling.
Go ahead.
So now over to other news.
Yes. So.
Why Lagos doctors should not be on strike by the commissioner. So Mrs. Ajibola Kunle, the Lagos State Commissioner for Establishment, Training and Pension, is saying that the case for NAD, so now the State Association of Resident Doctors, Lagos State should be different because she feels that Lagos State treats the doctors better. Was that intentional?
No.
So for her, she believes that unlike the national body, Lagos State has been reasonable to the doctors. They've come, they've discussed terms, and they're really talking. So at a point where the state actually needs them, saying that Lagos is the epicenter of the coronavirus, especially with the latest variant, she does not believe that they should behave like the national body. They should separate themselves from the national body, and because Lagos State government is reasonable and is talking to them.
You know, I was going to say something that when it comes to, yes, Lagos state government, they treat everything in Lagos is quite different when it compared to other states. But it is this attitude that, okay, because we are doing fine, every other state, you know, that's where I have a problem.
Let everyone
because this has been the attitude. As long as it doesn't concern me,
I want to be left
we're
out.
fine. Everybody can just go and, you know, hug transformer.
If everybody starts to separate.
Do you understand?
Themselves,
so we need
fight
to,
the battle?
yes, for us to be able to win certain kinds of correct certain kinds of wrongs that have happened in the past, we almost have one voice, regardless of whether it's in my favor or not. You know, so that kind of statement, I don't think I would agree with her.
Well, she has said it that they are different. So please.
Separate us
and take care of our people so that our people would not die. But Uwa has a very strong point. If we're a union, we should be a union.
Absolutely.
That's it. All right, so sacked 63-year-old minister who considered, this is just like a profiling of the sacked minister, and I found it quite interesting because they said the sacking of the minister for power, that Salim Maman, had been hailed by many Nigerians who groan under the incessant increment of electricity tariffs and blackouts. Many won't also forget how this 63-year-old minister, why did they keep mentioning his age, in October 2020 considered connecting Chad to the national grid despite the epileptic power in Nigeria. They've not forgiven him because they were asking, I remember that time when that news broke, people were asking, you've not given your country power, you're trying to supply.
Do you see that as him trying to align with someone? I'm just saying.
You said what?
Do you see it as him trying to align with someone?
What do you say? Come again?
If I clear my throat now, you ask me if it's intentional.
I'm not going to respond to that. I know.
All right. So, well, it's an interesting read. If you have time, just go to the Punch paper online. You'll find the story there. But I just thought to mention that. I think his ministry and the ministry of what's it called, Greek. You know, truly there have been some issues there, and people actually had very high expectations. You know, Greek for one is one ministry that would have employed so much labor and take people out from the labor market, especially again even the Ministry for Sports. And that was what I was actually looking forward to the conversation tonight, because these are ministries that can change the narrative when it comes to unemployment in Nigeria. So if you're not performing, you're not performing, and that's it. All right, so we'll take a break now. We're talking gender equality. All right, when we return, that will be our conversation. Stay with us.